Buddy, this is All Things TCAT. Today we're on the Pennsylvania Road in Adamstown, Pennsylvania, doing some antique shopping. And we're in one of the many antique stores that you'll find in the area. I believe this is called the Adamstown Antique Mall, and they have a big, very large selection of antiques and collectibles. I will say it can be pricey, but they have a lot of interesting things here. So let's look around and I'll show you what I mean. This mechanical bank is going for $449. I actually have this as part of my collection, and this is missing a light on the roof, as you could see on the far left. They're asking $125 for this tin highway patrol police car. And I can tell you there's no shortage of die-cast and vintage cars, if that is something that happens to be what you collect. If you happen to be into collecting very large-scale trains, well, you'll find it here as well. That is $45. Heinz boxcar is $65. There's a New York Central locomotive, and that is a beauty. The asking price on that is $260. Helmet caught my attention. It's from World War I. You could see it has up there 1918, 1919 on it. And the price for that World War I camo helmet is $1,100. I actually have the Army Air Force flak helmet as part of my military collection. The asking price here at the Adamstown Antique Mall is $375. See a vintage tin camo airplane. Asking price of that is $95. We'll say it is one of the better antique stores in the area as far as your selection and what vendors have to offer, and it is a very large antique mall. As I said, the only downside is I do think it can be a little pricey, but some of these things are really in good condition, and they really are truly vintage and antiques. There's an old-fashioned Borden's dairy truck, very similar to the type I remember growing up as a little boy. My grandparents had a dairy in Hazleton, Pennsylvania called Matchewella's Dairy, and they were the trucks that we used to go down and play in. And that brings back some memories right there. This definitely gets the unique award for today. These look like a set of doors that would lead into a theater. This is labeled as Art Deco theater doors, $3,800. But they definitely look like something you'd see from the 1920s, 1930s outside your movie theaters, for example. Very, very unique. If you are the Christmas type of person, here is Motorcycle Santa. That's actually pretty cool. He traded his sled in for a motorcycle. Looks like they're asking $18 for the Motorcycle Santa. Now here is a vintage football helmet. And when I played ball, this is the face mask that we would wear, and that was back in the 1970s. You definitely would want to take your time looking through here, because there are a lot of neat hidden treasures in here. You want to take your time, and you could plan on a whole day here easily in this one antique store. As I said, in Adamstown there's a series of them, but this by far I think has one of the largest selections, and you will, as I said, be able to spend a whole day here if you don't rush through it. Here we have an old style fireman's helmet. $75 is the asking price. You can also find some very unique artwork here. Furnishings. Looks like something you'd see in Egypt. Cleopatra sitting beside it with the fire coming out of it. And this is a 19th century iron base on stand, $1,450. A little later than Cleopatra, obviously. Country store cabinet on a custom stand, $1,450. This large bronze figure, statue, whatever you want to call it, is $6,000. This here is a battle axe, and the going price for that is $39. Of course, they have the edge of the axe taped so you don't hurt yourself or cut yourself, but it's wrapped in what appears to be some kind of leather for a good grip. It has a long handle. So battle axe, $38. That's an old Coca-Cola dispensing machine, and yes, I am old enough to remember putting my money in, inserting the coin and the bottle coming out at the bottom, and then opening it with the bottle cap opener. $4,950, and this is an original, working condition. There is obviously way too many antiques to film everything, and I do have to try to keep this edited into a reasonable amount of time. But I will take what I think are some of the more interesting ones and pass it on to you, and hope that you're enjoying this little tour. Here we have a photo of a World War I soldier, and what's nice about it is that we have a name, Elmer Glass, enlisted at 24. He was a stenographer, honorably discharged December 23rd, 1918, is buried in Adamstown Cemetery. So that is really cool. It looks like even the original frame. This is something I've never really come across. Doesn't mean that they're not out there in the antique stores, but this is from the Education Department, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Perfect attendance. And this was issued to a person by the name of Helen May. Looks like glass. 1927, she didn't miss a day of school. 1929 and 1932. Wonder how many kids could say that today, or how many would get the Perfect Attendance Award. And she got it for 3 years, and if it was her high school years, it would be 3 out of 4. Amazing, and congratulations, a posthumous congratulations to Miss Glass for her perfect attendance. And we have some very large, looks like they're made out of tin. Here's a police patrol wagon for $1,350. Up there we see an old fire engine. Toy Town Estates. Now this is offering 20% off the price. Another fire engine up there. And down here is a Buddy L Express. And $1,650 for this Buddy L Express. And here we have the Keystone Aerial Ladder 79, made in Boston, USA. $1,150. Pretty cool toy army tank. Price on that is going to be $165. And it does have a key, so this is a wind up. We're going to end this video here. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, it's a variety channel. This is just one of the things you will find on my channel. Hit the like and subscribe and help the channel to grow. I'd really appreciate it. So till next time, my friends, this is All Things TCAT saying goodbye on the Pennsylvania Road here in Adamstown, Pennsylvania, at the Adamstown Antique Mall. Till next time, stay well. I hope you're going to have a great week ahead. Bye-bye.